Now we'll start with the nomenclature, IUPAC nomenclature of amines here. First we'll go for IUPAC nomenclature of primary amines. We'll take one compound CH3NH2. So the IUPAC names of primary amines, these are derived from the main alkane or parental alkane by changing E of alkane to amine here. If CH3NH2 is considered, then only one carbon atom is present here, and so your parental alkane is a methane, and hence E of methane get changed to amine wherever NH2 group is present. So name is methane amine or methanamine it is. So in case of IUPAC nomenclature, the names are derived from the main alkane by changing E of alkane to amine here. And so, in case of, generally these are alkane amines. We'll take one more example, CH3, then CH2, NH2. Alkyl group is present, here ethyl group is present. So, ethane is a parental hydrocarbon, E get changed to amine, and hence it is a ethanamine. Ethanamine. We'll take one more compound, CH3, then CH2, then CH2, NH2. Now this is actually 3 carbon atoms are there, propanamine, but here 2 different structures are possible with the same molecular formula. That means the isomers are possible, and hence you are supposed to indicate position of NH2 group also here. As 3 carbon atoms are there, it is a propane, E get changed to amine, but before that you are supposed to indicate position of the amino group also. So it is your propane 1 amine. We'll take one more example, CH3, then CH, NH2, CH3. Here also NH2 same compound, same molecular formula, but position of NH2 group is different one. Now NH2 group is attached to second carbon atom, and hence it is a propane 2 amine. Propane 2 amine. So wherever 2 different or structures are possible with the same molecular formula, you are supposed to indicate position of the NH2 group also. We'll take one more compound. This is your NH2, then CH2, then CH, double bond CH2. Here parental alkane or main alkene is your alkene, that means it contains double bond. So here in this case you are supposed to indicate position of the double bond also. The NH2 group is closer to now LHS. You can start your numbering from LHS to RHS. So it is a 1, then 2, 3, and hence it is your which propene now? Prop 2En is your parental hydrocarbon. Prop 2En, E actually 2 propene, but here E of propene get changed to amine as NH2 group is present, and the NH2 group is present at carbon atom number 1, so it is En1 amine. So wherever unsaturated hydrocarbon is present as a parental hydrocarbon, there you are supposed to indicate position of the double bond or triple bond also, and accordingly you write the name of the compound. We'll take here one cyclic compound, NH2. So here also the same rule, cyclic compound is your cyclohexane, E get changed to amine, so it is simply cyclohexanamine. We'll take aromatic compound C6H5NH2. This is your benzene NH2. Then here in this case the name aniline is accepted. I told you at the time of common system of nomenclature also. Aniline is accepted in both IUPAC system as well as in common system of nomenclature, but here the other name is your benzenamine. Benzenamine. E get changed to amine here. So here, in case of IUPAC system of nomenclature, you are supposed to change E of alkane to amine wherever it is necessary to indicate position of amino group. You indicate position of amino group also. If any substituents are present, you are supposed to indicate position of that particular substituent. If your parental hydrocarbon is unsaturated, in that case you are supposed to indicate position or location of the double bond also by lowest possible number here. So this is about the nomenclature of primary amines when only one NH2 group is present. When two NH2 groups are there in the compound, then the same rule is there as that of aldehydes and ketones. We'll take one example, NH2, then CH2, 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 NH2. Two amino groups are there. So wherever two amino groups are there, E of that parental alkane gets retained in the compound. No need of replacing E of alkane to amine here. Wherever two amino groups are present, E of the parental alkane gets retained. You are supposed to write the name as it is, but you have to indicate position of the amino groups by proper number using the prefix di, tri or tetra depending upon the number of the amino group present in the compound before the word amine. For example, this is NH2, CH2, 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 NH2. That means your main alkane is your propane. Suppose the carbon atoms are numbered as 1, 2, 3. Then the name of this compound is propane. Now E gets retained in the compound, propane. Then 1 NH2 group is present at carbon atom number 1, another group is present at 3. So it is 1, then 3. Two amino groups are there, so it is a diamine. So overall name is what? Propane 1,2-diamine. Wherever two amino groups are there, E of that parental alkane gets retained here. We'll take one more compound. That is NH2, CH2, then C, NH2, CH, CH3. Here also your main or parental alkane, 3 carbon atoms are there. So it is your propane. Again 2 amino groups are present at different positions. So first you see position of the amino group. It is first, second, third, and hence it is a propane. As 2 amino groups are there, E of alkane gets retained, propane. Then 1, 2 diamine. So this is about the IUPAC nomenclature of primary amines when 1 and 2 amino groups are present in the compound. Now we'll go for the secondary amines. IUPAC nomenclature in secondary amines here. Secondary amines, that means these are the compounds in which 2 hydrogen atoms of ammonia replaced by 2 alkyl groups here or 2 aryl group. We'll take here one compound CH3, NH, CH3. Here 2 hydrogen atom of ammonia, these are replaced by 2 methyl groups here, and here in this case, in case of secondary amine, the largest group, if 2 different groups are there, if mixed amines are there, then the largest group is considered as a main alkane and the remaining group is considered as N substituent there. So this is your, in secondary amine, the name is derived as it is N substituent of alkane amine. Here 2 methyl groups are there. So IUPAC name is what? N substituent. That means it is a methyl methyl group is present as a substituent, hydrogen atom of ammonia is replaced by methyl group, and your parental now hydrocarbon parental compound is as it is CH3NH2 is your methenamine, so it is a methenamine. But as it is an N substituent, so it is N-methyl methenamine is your IUPAC name. We'll take one more compound, CH3, then NH, C2H5. Two different alkyl groups are present. So wherever such a situation is there, largest group is always your parental hydrocarbon and the remaining group is considered as an N substituent. So this is again your N-methyl, now ethenamine. We'll take one more compound, that is C6H5 benzene, NH C6H5. So now it is N phenyl benzenamine. N-phenyl benzenamine is your IUPAC name of secondary amine. So in case of secondary amine, if two similar groups are present, then the one group is your main alkane while the another group is considered as N substituent. Wherever two different groups are there attached with the NH group, then in that case largest group is your main alkane while the other group is considered as N substituent. So accordingly you are supposed to write name of the compound here. Next we'll go for tertiary amines. So in case of tertiary amines, we'll take here example of CH3, N, CH3 twice. Here all the hydrogen atoms of ammonia replaced by alkyl or aryl group. So in this case, it is considered as one group is considered as a main alkane while other two groups are considered as N substituent. So the name is what? N. Two same groups are there. So use di, prefix di, methyl methenamine. N dimethyl methenamine. We'll take one more example. CH3, then N, C2H5, CH3. Now different alkyl groups are there and out of that largest group is ethyl group. So your ethenamine will be the parental hydrocarbon and remaining two groups are considered as N substituent there. So name of this compound is NN dimethyl ethenamine. We'll take one more compound. Where should I write? CH3, then N, then C2H5 twice. So here again your ethenamine will be the parental hydrocarbon. That means ethenamine is your parental compound, main compound, and remaining two groups are N substituent. Out of this, both the groups are different ones. So here you use alphabetical order in writing the names of the alkyl group. One is ethyl group, one is methyl group. So first you indicate position of the ethyl group and hence it is N-ethyl. Then N-methyl. And your parental hydrocarbon is now ethenamine. So it is ethenamine. N-ethyl, N-methyl, ethenamine. So this is about the nomenclature. In case of IUPAC nomenclature, the names are derived from the main alkane by changing E of alkane to amine. So it is generally it is alkane amine. Wherever unsaturated hydrocarbons are there as a main compound, then in that case you are supposed to indicate position of the double bond also by lowest possible number. Then wherever cyclic compounds are there, again the same rule you are supposed to apply here, that is E of that parental alkane gets changed to amine. Wherever NH2 group is attached with the benzene ring, then simply the name aniline is given. Also you can use the name benzene amine. Wherever two NH2 groups are present, then E of the alkane get retained here in the compound again. Wherever two isomers are possible, that means same molecular formula and different position of NH2 group is there, then in that case you are supposed to indicate position of NH2 group also. In case of secondary amine, wherever two hydrogen atoms of ammonia replaced by two alkyl group, when the groups are same, you can take one group as a N substituent while the other is as a parental hydrocarbon. But wherever two different groups are there, largest group is always here. You have to take as a parental hydrocarbon and the remaining group is taken as a N substituent here. Similarly, in case of tertiary amines also, the largest group is your parental compound while the other two groups are N substituent, and accordingly you write name of the compound. Next we'll go for preparation methods of amines here. In that, first preparation method is from alkyl halide. So we'll see now preparation method. Preparation of amines. First preparation method is from alkyl halide. So when your alkyl halide will take your ethyl bromide, when it is treated with alcoholic ammonia, will take your C2H5Br. When it is treated with alcoholic ammonia, for your convenience I'll write ammonia as NH2H, this is NH3, alcoholic. Then on heating you will get here Br, that means Br minus is replaced by NH2 group and you will get C2H5NH2. Ethanamine or ethyl amine, there your side product will be this H and Br comes together to form HBr. So I'll write your name ethyl amine. Next step, in this C2H5NH2 again reacts with another molecule of C2H5Br, so that here again one more hydrogen atom of NH2 is replaced by this C2H5 group. So it is a C2H5, then NH, C2H5, side product is same, HBr. So this is your secondary amine as NH group is present, and name of this compound is now diethyl amine. Diethyl amine, or IUPAC name is what? N-ethyl ethanamine. Then the next is again this compound C2H5 NH C2H5. Again it is treated with one more molecule of C2H5Br. Every time the condition is it should be heated. So so that there is a form again remaining hydrogen atom is replaced by one more alkyl group and C2H5 twice. So you will get here tertiary amine and HBr. Side product is same. And in last, this C2H5 thrice N is treated with one more molecule of C2H5Br. Then in that case you will get quaternary ammonium salt there. That is C2H5 4N plus Br minus. Just there is an addition of both the compounds. So you will get here, this is your quaternary ammonium salt. So the reaction continues till all the hydrogen atoms of amine gets replaced by corresponding ethyl group or alkyl group here, and hence you will get here mixture of primary, secondary, tertiary amine and also quaternary ammonium salt, and hence the method is not used for the preparation of primary amines only, as it gives the mixture of all the amines and it is very difficult to separate the compounds from each other. So this is the ammonolysis. The reaction is ammonolysis. What is the ammonolysis? It is just breaking CX bond, breaking carbon, X is for halide. So in this reaction actually here there is a breaking of CBr bond by ammonia, and so the reaction is ammonolysis reaction. So ammonolysis is nothing but just it is a breaking of CX bond by ammonia, so that you will get there a mixture of ethyl amine, primary amine, secondary amine, tertiary amine and quaternary ammonium salt. Using this method you can't prepare the tertiary butyl amines here, and this is limitation of this reaction. So I'll take one limitation is also there for this reaction. What is the limitation? You can't prepare this tertiary butyl amine. We'll take here example of CH3, then CH3, Br. When it is treated with alcoholic ammonia, then in this case instead of getting tertiary butyl amine, you will get here product CH3, then CH3 double bond CH2 plus side product is NH4Br, and this is your isobutylene. So in this case actually here there is a elimination of one halogen and hydrogen from adjacent compound, and you will get their corresponding alkene. This ammonolysis prefer here elimination reaction instead of substitution reaction. Actually here in this case in ammonolysis Br, that means halogen is replaced by NH2 group, and so this is your nucleophilic substitution. One nucleophile is substituted by other. What is a nucleophile? Again you are well familiar. So ammonolysis of alkyl halide is nothing but it is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. Question maybe for MCQ. Ammonolysis of alkyl halide is, I'll write here, this is your nucleophilic substitution. Nucleophilic substitution reaction. What is a nucleophilic substitution? Nucleophilic substitution, that means one nucleophile is replaced or substituted by other nucleophile. What is a nucleophile? Again you are well familiar. Nucleophile is nothing but it is nucleus loving or having attraction towards the nucleus. Means what? In nucleus positively charged proton and neutral neutrons are there. these are nucleophiles are having attraction towards actually positive charge. That means these are the negatively charged species. So here also the Br minus is replaced by NH2 minus. So this is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. See, in case of ammonolysis, as you will get the mixture of primary, secondary and tertiary amines, the method is not used for the preparation of primary amines only, because here there is a formation of all the products. The reaction continues till all the hydrogen atoms of amines are replaced by corresponding alkyl groups here. And as there is a mixture of primary, secondary and tertiary amine also along with the quaternary ammonium salt, it is very difficult to separate all these compounds. There is one limitation also for this reaction. In limitations, the tertiary butyl amines you can't prepare using this method, as with alcoholic ammonia, instead of getting corresponding amine, you will get their isobutylene by elimination of halogen and hydrogen from adjacent carbon atom, because it prefer, instead of nucleophilic substitution, here it prefers elimination reaction. There is a removal of hydrogen and halogen from adjacent carbon atom. That means it prefer elimination reaction instead of substitution reaction. So you will get there isobutylene instead of corresponding amine there. So this is limitation of ammonolysis. Next we'll go for next method of preparation, and that is from alkyl halide Gabriel phthalimide synthesis.